friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Cozy Witchling, and today we are going to be taking a look at your May predictions. So before we get started, I can't believe that we're already in the month of May, and I think 2023 has been a wild ride. Also, I am going to do this reading in a slightly different way. I'm trying out different methods, just to see if there's any other ways of doing readings that I feel more comfortable to. So we are going to start out by picking the groups. So today we're going to have 3 groups. So I am feeling this is going to be group number 1. This would be group number 2. And I think this would be group number 3. So let's take a look at what these crystals are. I know the third group is going to be, I think that's citrine, but for group 1, you guys are the bloodstone group. I'm going to leave it right there. And then for group number 2, so you guys are aquamarine. And for group number 3, oh, you guys are the Livian Gold Tektite. It looks very similar to citrine, but yeah. So these are going to be the 3 piles that we are going to be choosing from today. And now we are going to get into the sort of like pile preparation part of this reading. So if you don't want to look at the pile preparation, you can also go down to the timestamps below just to start on your group's reading. Just a little side note, this is going to be a general reading, so remember to only take the messages that resonate with you and leave the rest. But yeah, let's get on with the pile preparation. So we are going to get some oracle cards first for these 3 groups. And so we're gonna have group 1, group 2, and group 3. And this is the spirit animal oracle deck. And then let's get some archetypes for group 1. I think for group 2 and group 3. Alrighty. I am using a few new decks that I've never used before. This is one that just came in the mail and I think it looks really pretty. Like, it's just very minimalistic, and yeah. I have all the information linked down below for you guys who are interested. Alrighty. And now let's move on to this. This isn't really like an oracle card, but I like the way the tarot card kind of like the messages that they have in this tarot deck. I think it's just really pretty. 2 and 3. All right, now we will move on to the Island Times Wellness Love Oracle cards. Actually, this one. Okay, and now for the different segments. So I am going to be picking 1 tarot and 1 oracle card for our topics of love and relationship, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. So let's get across the board for love and relationship, group 2, and I feel like this also wanted to come out. And let's take this for group 3. And now we're gonna take the oracle card for group 1, group 2, group 3. Now we're gonna do career and studies. I think this is for group 2. And group 3's career and studies for group 1, group 2, and group 3. And then finally we're gonna be getting the cards for spiritual and personal growth for group 1, for group 2, and I'm feeling this for group 3, and our last few oracle cards for group 1, group 2, and group 3's. Okay, so that concludes our pile preparation, and now we are going to get right into the reading. Bye! Hi group 1s, if you have chosen this bloodstone, this is going to be a reading all about your May predictions. So I'm just going to put this card over here. Okay, so starting off with the bloodstone, it kind of gives the energy of, like, I think your month of April could have been a little bit draining on you. You might be feeling tired, and this card is basically telling me that in the month of May, you're going to be more focused on taking a break and sort of just taking care of you and leveling up. It is also telling you that if you haven't been doing so, to take care of yourself a little bit more, be aware of your body health and your mental health and your emotional health, and not to get too lost in the daily grind, or just, you know, things that you are doing in your day-to-day life. And then for the animals spirit card, you guys got the sea serpent, and I feel like this is one of the cards that just follows me around whenever I use this oracle deck. Like, I feel that this is the third time that this card has popped out in my video, and I have like less than 10 videos on my channel, so that's actually quite a lot of times because I don't use this deck in like every single reading. But with this sea serpent, I feel that okay, so there are different meanings that could be derived from this card, but for your group number 1, what I'm feeling is that you guys might have been working on something, a craft, something creative, but you're kind of afraid to show the world what you're capable of. So if you have like a project that you're working on, you don't really want to share it with other people yet because you don't know how it is going to be received by the public, so you are kind of keeping it to yourself. And I think while Spirit acknowledges and praises you for the nurturing of this ability, it is also reminding you that it is important to let your light shine to the world. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect for you to share your thoughts and your creativity and your creation with the world, and you don't have to wait for a perfect moment, because most of the time, like, a perfect moment doesn't exist. So if there is a project that you are holding off on like sharing with everybody, that you are being encouraged to just talk about it, maybe start by sharing it with like your close friends and family and see how it goes from there. Because you might get some good feedback, or you just might realize that like the fear that you have surrounding sharing of your craft, like there was nothing for you to be afraid of. And then next, you also have the kiss. So this kind of, to me, it kind of goes with the sea serpent card. Also, like, there's a lot of circular shapes that I'm noticing, and it kind of just talks about like completion, or like, you know, the ending of a cycle, or coming to like full circle, something like that. Like sort of like you've started something and now you are, you know, you've finished it, you've completed the circle. And then with the Kiss card, what I'm also getting is that you are, in the month of May, you're having this energy of that spark of creation. So like with all these noise that you see in the card, I'm getting like at the start of the formation of the universe, how the whole cosmos is just filled with noise and like is it called EMPs? Like it's just static noise. And then out of that, like it comes a spark, the Big Bang was formed, and then things got created, right? And then with the Kiss card, it's also talking about if you've ever had, you know, a kiss with somebody before, the moments leading up to that first kiss, you can kind of feel like the spark flying in the air. You can quite literally feel the energy surrounding you and that person that you're about to kiss. And that little spark is like loaded with creative energy. And I think in the month of May, you are going to have a lot of creative energy and creative thoughts and inspiration coming towards you. It could also be that with that creative energy that you're receiving, or the downloads that you're getting, you're being encouraged to nurture them as well with the Sea Serpent card. And then you also have the card Ego. So Ego talks about being focused on material things and or taking action from a place of fear. But for this reading, I feel that I think what Spirit is talking about is it's basically telling you to focus on creating this, using this creative energy and making it into something tangible, something material. Not just to let the ideas or the passion be passion, but to work on it and to act on it. And I think that's what I'm getting with the Ego card. It's kind of just giving me the vibe of like Pentacles, where it's like a physical product. And like in the month of May, you're being asked to focus on creating things and bringing it forth into the material world. Next, you have Messenger of Action. It says something new and exciting related to creativity or your career comes to your attention. You feel an eagerness to learn and you're ready to get going. Although you may feel insecure, do it anyway. This card represents someone in your life, or maybe you, who is creative, enthusiastic, and fascinated by life, and who wants to try everything. So group number ones, I just feel like overall you guys are going to have a really creative month in the month of May. A lot of ideas coming in, a lot of inspiration. And if you are an artist or like just a creative person, or your work or career is in the creative field, you will understand how sometimes it could be really difficult if you are having like a block. And I think in the month of May, you're not going to be having blocks at all, and that you are going to have this flow of creativity that is just going to you know, run like the river, right? Like it's just going to keep flowing right like the river. In the Sea Serpent card as well, it is surrounded by water, so it's just like, you know, it flows endlessly. You're just going to have idea after idea after idea, and some of them with this little cup as well, I just feel that some of these ideas, when brought out into the world and when created materially, that is going to bring about like material abundance for you. And then for your last oracle card of this section, you have Healing Heart, healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. And with this, what I'm getting, okay, so if you were to look at the picture as well, like this girl, she's sewing something, so that I think is also another creative, like, you know, she's creating something, it's creative energy. That's the message that I'm mainly getting from this card. I think another message that's coming in is that it could also be possible that in the month of May, it could be a month of healing for you, group number 1, where maybe this creative idea, like some of the creative ideas that you're getting is like an epiphany to maybe some difficult things that you have had to go through in the past, and seeing things from a new perspective or a new light where it helps you to heal and understand the situation better. So like to heal from any kind of situation, first you need to acknowledge what happened, and then secondly, you kind of have to understand things for what it is, and to either forgive the situation or to just learn from it. And I think in the month of May, you're going to be receiving a lot of opportunities to see and experience and learn and view things from a different light that is going to work towards healing of your heart. And with the bloodstone as well, it kind of just reminds me of like very heart-centered energy. So yeah, like overall just being in a better state, like emotionally for you, group number 1. Okay, and now we're going to go into the sectioned part of the reading. So first we are going to look at the tarot card for your love and relationship, and you have the Sun. And for your oracle card, you have double mission, light worker, starseed, serve the world by being you. So I think for group number 1, for your love and relationship, I feel like there's actually quite a bit of blessings coming in. If you are single and you don't have anyone that you're interested in, that you might be meeting a partner, or you might just be really happy on your own. Sorry, I just realized that my memory card was full, so I hope I got the message in. But basically, I think you're gonna have a lot of happiness coming into your love life. The double mission card is making me think of like soulmates, people who have agreed to meet each other in this lifetime. So in the month of May, you could possibly be meeting your soulmate, or just building stronger relationships and stronger ties with your soul family, and overall just being in a very happy, positive energy, the energy of sunshine. You're gonna feel like yourself. You're gonna feel like people love you for who you are, and I think that is just like such a beautiful energy to be in. And then for your career and studies, you have the Emperor, which is amazing. So the Emperor talks about just being in your power. Number 4 reminds me of stability. So if you are in school or if you're at work, it's going to be very stable. You're not going to have like any issues. It could also be feeling the confidence and feeling sure of yourself to bring ideas into fruition. And this goes back to the oracle card messages, where like the Emperor, if you're in the Emperor energy, you're not going to be afraid to act on your thoughts, and you're not going to be afraid of your action because you are confident. And I think that's how you're going to be feeling, group number 1s, in the month of May. And for your oracle card, you have the Cosmic Heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. And this is kind of reminding me of, it's like this card is giving me the energy of like you are going to make miracles, or you're going to do such amazing things that people are going to look at you and they're going to be in awe of the things that you can create. In the month of May, people are going to see you as this Emperor, as someone who is able to do anything that they set their mind to, someone in their power. And like in like a, I guess a loose phrase, is going to be something like they're gonna see you and they're gonna believe in miracles, or they're gonna believe in the impossible because of something that you're doing. And then lastly, for your spiritual and personal growth, you have the 10 of Wands and, ooh, my cards are a little, okay, so you have the 10 of Wands with Earth pulsing. So I feel like, okay, so this, I feel like is Spirit reminding you to also remember to take care of yourself spiritually and physically. Like, you're going to have a great month, right? You're going to have a great relationship, like, you know, you're going to have great times with friends. You're going to be so like creative and abundant, and you're going to do really well in your career and studies. And Spirit is just telling you, like, just make sure that you are not carrying too much all by yourself. Like, just make sure that you take some time to take care of you, like both physically and mentally, you know, by being in nature. Like, make sure you remember to slow down and get some me time, because that is also going to be important for your journey moving forward. Like, our lives don't just happen in chunks of months, right? We might plan and we might schedule things, and you know, society has made us work from like a month to month basis. But remember that whatever you are putting in, like, you know, all the seeds that you're sowing right now, you're going to reap the rewards of it later. And that's the same thing that goes towards health, like, be it like spiritual health, mental health, physical health. The good habits that you're putting in right now, the amount of time and effort that you set aside to take care of yourself right now, you are going to reap the reward of in the future. So remember that even if life gets really busy and you're just, you know, flowing with creativity, to set some time to slow down and to take care of yourself. Group number 1. And yeah, that is the reading that I have for you for the month of May. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. And if you have found this reading helpful, you can leave me a like, comment, or subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Hi Group 2s, if you have chosen the Aquamarine, this is going to be your reading, the predictions of May 2023. So we're going to start off with the Aquamarine crystal. First thing that's coming to my mind is the mermaid movie Aquamarine, a total classic. If you haven't watched it, you should give it a shot. But what I'm also getting is like traveling by water, maybe going to the beach, like taking time off and going somewhere there's water might be very helpful for you if you're going through a tough time, be it right now or in the month of May or in the future. Like, just being connected to somewhere with a source of water would be good to you. If it's, I know it's sometimes, you know, these things are easier said than done, and if you don't have the time or the resources to do that, you're also just being encouraged to just like maybe take a bath if you can, take a nice long shower, pamper yourself with like water, or you know, if you're having like just a tough day, just to like freshen up by like washing your face. Spirit is also telling me to remind you to make sure you're drinking enough water throughout your day, because that is quite important. Okay, and now with the animal spirit deck, so we're gonna get into your oracle cards first, and you guys got the Peacock card. This is also another card that I feel follows me around when I do readings and when I use the animal deck. Group number 1's got a different card that I've also pulled like multiple times when I use the deck, so it's quite interesting. So the peacock from, you know, from this oracle deck talks about letting your inner beauty shine. It talks about someone who is just very like beautiful inside and out, and someone who is really hard to find. They're very rare. And that's like the general meaning of the card in this deck. But while I was preparing the deck, I wanted to make sure that I'm not missing any messages. And so I was flipping through the guidebook, and I actually had a really hard time finding this Pickacard card. Like I was flipping back and forth and I like went from cover to cover like 4 times and I couldn't find it. And I was just like, wait, what the heck? Like, am I just tripping? Like I couldn't find this card at all. And that kind of made me feel like right now, or like in the month of May, you guys, group number 2, might be feeling like you want to be sort of disconnected from the world. Like you don't want to be seen, you don't want to be bothered, you just want to be in your energy to take care of you. And if you feel that way, like, you know, you're not just being dramatic, or you don't have to feel bad about it to take some time off to yourself, and Spirit is encouraging you to have some time to just collect yourself and to take care and nurture yourself. The green colors also kind of remind me of like heart-centered energy because it does represent the heart chakra. So if you do need some time off, remember that you can do that and you're encouraged to do that. And then your next oracle card, you have the river. So this is also another water energy that I'm getting from for you guys, group number 2. So you have very strong like water signs going on. So people that might be significant for you this month could be Cancer, Scorpio, or Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. These are the water signs that might be significant for you guys. With the river, I'm also seeing, also because the next card is distance, and I just wanted to pull this card out because I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand. So long distance, relocation, moving away. But what connected me with these 2 cards is the fact that this also looks like a winding river, and you have the river card. So I feel like water energy is very significant. Maybe if you've never done whitewater rafting before, you could give it a shot, or you know, just being near a river, a lake might help you heal your heart a lot. Relocation might also be involved, and this could also make sense. Like if you're moving in the month of May, I mean, for some of you, like the whole process of moving is exhausting. Like, I just went through a move and I am exhausted, and it is okay for you to not want to hang out with people or meet people because you are in the process of moving. Like you don't have to invite your friends over immediately. Your house does not have to be ready immediately. It is okay to take your time, and you're encouraged to take your time if you are relocating, and you're encouraged to just focus on yourself in the month of May. The river also kind of reminds me of the star card in tarot. The image just like popped into my head, but you know how like the star, there's a lady in the card where she's like pouring into this lake, and it kind of just reminds me of like the endless stream. So you might feel like, I'm seeing this near like the end of May, where after you've taken time for yourself and you've like sort of recollected, sort of re-energized your heart, you are going to be welcoming this new flow of love and care from the people around you back into your heart and into your life. And as like the river water flows, it's going to cleanse you. The song Clean by Taylor Swift is also playing in my mind, of how like she says, the rain came pouring down when I was drowning, and that's when I could finally breathe, and by morning gone was any trace of you. I think I'm finally clean. And that imagery of just like being cleansed by water, letting the water take away any kind of burdens or stressors that might be weighing you down in your life. You are going to be feeling the energy of that throughout the month of May. And then you also have Seven of Thoughts, and this is the Seven of Swords. So it says you've been confused about a situation in your life and now suddenly everything is completely clear to you. Whether the truth was revealed by your angels, disclosed by a friend, or discovered on your own, it feels great to be awake and aware. Feel free to ask for time alone if that's what you need. So okay, yeah, so how this card talks about taking time alone, like I think alone time is just going to be important for you, group number 2, for this month. It also could be that you might have recently discovered something or stumbled upon an answer or something that you didn't know before, and it was made clear to you, it was brought to light. This is definitely something that you've already figured out. Like, it's not, you know, like, it's not gonna just pounce on you in the month of May. Like, this is something that you already know, and you are just using this month to sort of collect yourself again and to heal yourself. The 7 of Swords in traditional tarot talks about like sort of like backstabbing or like betrayal. I think it also could talk about someone like cheating, you know, like finding out that someone is cheating, stuff like that. But in a general term, it talks about finding out the truth to a matter, getting clarity on something that you were not aware of before. And no matter what it is, like be it like the answer was good or the answer was bad, just having questions in your mind, if you have too many things, too many unknowns, it could weigh you down. Like over time, you know, you could get really exhausted from just all these questions, and then when you finally get the answer, Spirit is telling you to not go chase after more questions, but to just take your time off and take care of yourself and make sure that you're okay before you move on to the next part of your journey. You also have the card Addiction, Codependent, Obsession, Possession, Controlling, Has a Block, Restraint. So with this card, I'm getting the feeling that maybe you guys have not been very open or very receptive to healing yourself. Like you haven't been focused on it, and Spirit is telling you to do more of that. Like focus on yourself, make sure that you're taking care of yourself, and don't block any kind of healing that you're supposed to be doing. Like don't keep yourself so busy that you're not allowing healing to come in for you. Okay, so that is for the main oracle cards, and now we are going to get into your significant portions of the reading. So first, we are going to look at your love and relationship. So you had 2 tarot cards that came out. You guys have the 5 of Wands and the Page of Swords. So, okay. What I'm getting from this, oh, and let me just open up the oracle card as well. And you have Surrender to the Sweetness, Venus Energy, Pleasure, Joy, Make Love to Life. So, okay, this kind of reminds me of like an energy that you might have already been going through. Like it is not going to, same for the 7 of Thoughts, right? Like it's not going to come in the month of May. Spirit is just telling me that this is what you're going to be processing in the month of May in your love and relationship. So there might have been a situation that was very confrontational. You maybe had to like fight for your rights or fight for your thoughts, like just fight for what you believe in. And you are finally, with the Page of Swords, like you're going to get clarity on how to best communicate your ideas to the people that are involved so that they are going to be able to receive it well and understand where you're coming from, instead of like blocking your idea altogether. Like you're going to figure out a better way to communicate. If you have a partner, to, you know, better way to communicate to your partner. Whatever conflict that you have been going through, you are going to be able to get past it with clarity, with speed, and people are going to understand where you're coming from. Your communication with the people in your life are like is going to be very clear this month. And with the surrender to sweetness card, I think once you have communicated your needs and what you want, that you will finally be able to breathe and let go of the weight that's been on your shoulder. And that is when you're going to be able to enjoy life in a way that you might not have been able to lately, if that makes sense. Like, you know, once the weight is off your shoulder and you've communicated, that's when you can finally breathe. Just like the song Clean. And also, yeah, like there's more river and water flowing through. So I just feel like month of May, group number 2's, just it's going to be quite an emotional month for you. And just remind yourself that you should take the time off to take care of you. Yeah, I think that's very important. And now we're going to look at your career and studies. So you have 7 of Pentacles. And you also have a star bathing. Another like watery kind of like description with the word bathing. But so light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. Okay. Also what's interesting is that like the 7 of Pentacles has this like sort of like a kite shape. I think this is a constellation shape. I know it kind of looks like the shoulder part of Orion, but it has a very similar shape to the card over here as well. Like that's very interesting. But what I'm getting is that, okay, so with that connection, I feel like you are going to be focused on like your whatever, you know, if you're studying or if you're working, you're going to be focused on that. So you don't have to worry about like any other portion of your life like dragging down your career, you know, your finances, like all these things. Like you don't have to be worried about that, because I think Spirit is telling us that no matter what you might be going through, you are going to be still like, you're going to be able to focus and still work on creating material abundance, to like work on your craft and do the hard work throughout the month of May. So your career is not going to be affected. In fact, I think you're being guided by like your spiritual team and by the universe. And in terms of your career and studies, you're going to have a lot of help come your way, and you wouldn't feel like there's a big burden on your plate. I think going out to sit in nature or to just stargaze might be very helpful to you as well if you're having any kind of like creative block. But what I'm getting is that this lady, like she's giving me the 4 of Swords energy, but she's just like laying down and just, you know, relaxing and letting the universe take care of her. And that is kind of the energy that you're going to be in for career in the month of May. And then for your spiritual and personal growth, you have 4 of Pentacles and Star Ancestors, Hidden Secret, Lost Wisdom, look a little deeper. So I think in terms of your spiritual growth, you are being asked to, okay, like go inwards, because you might be able to discover something about yourself, you know, like a hidden knowledge or something new about yourself that you didn't know of before. Also, by going inwards, you might be able to realize like what your boundaries are and what's important to you and things like that. So really, like group number 2's, I just feel that with your reading this month, there's just a lot about going inwards and dealing with your emotions, not worrying about your career, because that will be taken care of by your spiritual team. So they're just asking you and encouraging you, and they're telling you that you're going to be okay. Like materially, you're going to be fine. Don't worry about the material things. Like don't worry about the finances. I don't know, the grades, like it's okay to take the time off to take care of yourself and to heal yourself. Like you should be, so like Four of Pentacles sometimes can talk about like possessiveness, but also like, you know, you care about something so much that you don't want to let it go. And they're telling you like you should treat yourself like the Four of Pentacles. Like you should care about yourself so much that you're not gonna let anything else take yourself away from you, if that makes sense. So they're telling you to just take care of yourself. We're trying to take care of you as well, but you have to take care of yourself because we are all responsible for our own healing. And however the kind of like healing may be, you're just being encouraged to, yeah, like go inwards and use this month to make yourself feel better, because I think great fortune with the Pentacle cards, great fortune is going to come towards you for the second half of 2023. So just take this month to do a good reset, a good detox if you need it. Yeah, so group number 2, that is the reading that I have for you guys. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you, and if you have found it helpful, you can leave me a like, comment, or subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Hi group 3s, if you have chosen the not citrine, the Livian Gold Tektite, this is going to be your reading all about your month of May. Sorry, my brain just like paused for a minute there. But yeah, so we're gonna start off with your oracle cards first, and just right away from this card I'm getting like very major sun energy. So I think if you have been, you know, down on your luck or just been feeling pretty meh lately, the month of May is going to start picking up for you, and you're going to be drawing in a lot of happiness and abundance and just like happy sun energy. So that is what is coming towards you. And then you also have Bear. And okay, so I'm getting, so this is very random, but with the other Oracle deck that I have, the Woodland Warden, they also have a bear card in there, and that talks about leadership. So I'm like getting that card in my mind as well. But yeah, it could be talking about leadership. Like in this month of May, you might be blessed to lead a project or taking charge of something that you've always wanted to do. There's also like this sun looking thingy on top of the card, so more happiness, more sunshine that is coming into your life. And then in this Oracle deck itself, the bear card talks about coming out of a slumber, which is crazy because it kind of relates very much to like this energy of like feeling meh but no longer feeling that way. And the bear, you know, like bears hibernate during the winter, and now that it's spring, they come out of the slumber. They are all energized and all ready to go forth and make wonderful new things happen. So you are going to be in that energy this coming month of May. You also have the Queen card, and this talks about, this kind of relates to the Empress energy, but it is like the divine feminine energy of like creation and, you know, like gentleness, tenderness, nurturing. There is this really bright yellow moon on this card, and like you have a lot of yellow color, and yellow color talks about happiness. It also reminds me of gold coins. So I think in the month of May, like you're going to have a lot of blessing. Like you're gonna have happiness come in, you're gonna have abundance coming in. You are going to be in this queen slash empress energy where you are just able to nurture and like bring things into existence just by manifesting. Like you are going to be able to create such wonderful blessings into your life because you are no longer in that stagnancy or that state of like feeling blah, basically. You also have the card exercise, so workout, fitness, gym, lifestyle change. So I think in the month of May, you might be starting a new routine or focusing on your physical development or physical health would be important. Spirit is telling me to tell you to not neglect your physical health as well. If you have not been working out, that you should totally work out, because that might be a portion of your life that you are sort of slacking on, which understandable. Like sometimes we are all in that winter energy of like, I don't really want to do anything, I'm gonna take like a month off. I was like that. I was working out really well beginning of this year, and then I took like 2 months break, and now I'm trying to get back into it. So I feel like this card is also for me, where I'm just like, I gotta exercise. Yeah, I have slumbered and hibernated enough, but now it's time to bring my ideas and my thoughts and my desires and manifestations into fruition, right? Like this month is going to be a really good month to bring your desires forward. With the exercise card as well, it's kind of just like telling you to get your body moving, not just keep the desires as mere thoughts, but to also put in the work and the action to bring them forth into reality. You also have the 9 of emotions, and this is the 9 of cups. So if you would like to, you can pause this video to make a wish. But this card talks about, it says, this is a magical time in your life when wishes are granted and dreams come true. It may seem that good luck is following you, but actually these happy times are your reward for being a loving and wonderful person. Your angels are asking you to enjoy your life and have more fun. So yes, the month of May is the month where you can make your dreams come true. But you have to work on it. You have to take action towards it. So remember that it's not just wishes, it's not just hoping for things. You have to take actions to bring them forth into reality. And in the month of May, any kind of action that you take towards working on your dream, you are going to, like, it's going to be the right action, the right steps forward. So Spirit is saying, go ahead and do these things with the confidence that the steps that you're taking is going to bring you closer to reaching your dream. You also have heart with a key, welcoming love, meeting the one, opening your heart, getting together, perfect. Basically, group number 3, your energy in the month of May is just going to be perfect. You have the lock and the key to the lock is open, you're no longer stuck. You can bring forth anything that you want. If it's love that you desire, you're going to be taking the right actions to get the right love into your life. If it's like money that you desire, you're going to be taking the right actions towards that. Like you're just going to be unlocking all the doors that were ahead of you, like that were in front of you in the month of May. Like the doors are going to open. I also think that if you're single, or even if you're not single, you're going to be meeting an important person in your life in the month of May. Like be it your soulmate or your soul family, like you are going to, your energy of coming out of that hibernation is going to draw these people or this person towards you in the month of May, and you're going to be meeting them. You might be meeting them at the gym. Another thing that I'm getting is that with the emotion card, it talks about water. The lotus over here also reminds me of water. So that kind of, the signs that are connected to water would be Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. I'm also getting like the yellow, like the sun kind of energy representation. So a Leo could be significant. But yeah, like this is the main oracle card portion of your reading, group number 3. And now we're going to get into the different segments. So first we're going to take a look at your love and relationships. And you guys have the King of Cups, which is such a nice card to have when we're talking about love, as well as Cracked Open, Rock Bottom, Surrender to the Alchemy of Life. So, okay, I just took note of this like visual that they have on this card, and it's kind of giving me like twin flame vibes. Like you see how there's like, they're like two halves of a whole person. So I feel like you might be meeting someone really significant this month, building a relationship with someone really significant. If you have already met this person, that in the month of May, you guys would be taking this relationship to the next level. It's going to be with someone who has good control over their emotion, like who is not impulsive, they know what they want, who is very calm and collected, and they are going to understand you and see you for who you are. They're going to be your perfect mirror. They're going to get you, and they're always going to be like, there's someone who is here to stay. Like, you know, they're gonna be there for you for the rest of your life, and you are going to be meeting this important person or building a relationship with this important person, or continuing to build this relationship with this important person in the month of May. One thing to take note is that, like, sometimes we meet people, right, and they have not really grown into like their full potential of like who they could be. And we are all growing and we're all changing. So if right now you're just like, I don't know, I don't think I see anyone who is like my perfect person, Spirit is saying you might have already met them. It's just that right now, like, they're not really there yet. But in the month of May, this person is going to grow into this king energy where they're more respectful and calm and collected, and they would have leveled up in a way where you do see the change, and like it's changed for the better. So yeah, that is for your love and relationship. Okay, also, before I move on, I'm also getting like rock bottom. So maybe if you have already met this person and you guys have been going through like some kind of conflict between the two of you, and you feel like you're at rock bottom, right? Sometimes you can feel that way. One thing to take note of is that if you're at rock bottom, there's nowhere to go but up. So things are changing for the better. Things are going to get better for you, group number 3s, and you just have to believe in the possibility of this great love that is coming towards you. And now for your career and studies, you have 8 of Wands and Hyreth. I can never say this card right. Longing for home, homesick for the stars. So what I'm getting with these two cards is that when it comes to career or creativity or studies, you guys are going to have a lot of sudden inspiration or divine downloads that are going to come from the universe or the stars. Like, you're going to be very in touch with the creative energy. Back when I was teaching, we call it cosmic consciousness, where all these like creative energy just sort of like floats around, and when we are in tune with it and we are able to tap into it, that you can get the downloads from this creative energy. I'm also seeing a lot of like pink-ish colors. So being connected to your emotion, to your heart energy would be very important, and you're being encouraged to do that. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, so yeah, just divine downloads coming in, and you are going to be able to work on an idea. Like, you're going to be taking actions, inspired actions in your career field or your study field that is going to help you build a legacy for the future. And then finally, group 3s, for your spiritual and personal growth, you have 3 of Wands and all paths lead to home. inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. Okay, so yeah, the yellow color is standing out to me again, but also the word home. Like, if you guys maybe have started college, I'm not really too sure when like people start college in America, but if you had like recently moved away, or you miss like your hometown, or you miss your family, to go visit them. If you want to, if you can visit them, give them a call, things like that, like to you know, if you want to travel to see your loved ones, to do that. But also, like, I think going within to be in touch with your emotions, like discovering yourself and knowing what it is that you want to do might be important. My head is getting a little bit fuzzy with this final last message, but what I'm getting is, okay, you know how like the first portion of the reading, we're talking a lot about coming out of hibernation, taking action, you know, getting out there, exercising, stuff like that, right? And these are very, very important. But for you to know like what kind of action to take, you can't just blindly take impulsive actions, because sometimes we could be working from our ego, sometimes we could be taking actions or making decisions from a place of fear. So it is important for you, group number 3s, in the month of May to ask yourself by going within first, what it is that I want to do, what path do I want to follow, or like what action do I want to take. You know, it doesn't hurt to do some meditation, like 5 minutes before you go to bed or in the morning, whenever you have the time, to center yourself and be in line with your heart energy, right? So that you are able to take the right actions towards a future that you've set for yourself, you know, before incarnating as a human. So remember to still go within and not just focus so much on the physical actions this month, and that would be very, very helpful for you, group number 3s, going forward. I also just saw 1555, so 555s might be important or significant to you. But yeah, I just think that group number 3, like for the month of May, just great blessings are coming towards you guys. So be open to receiving it. You are going to have a really fun and enjoyable month. I'm really excited for you. And thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. And if you have found this reading helpful, you can leave me a like, comment, or subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!